Next up we have Sunny Hilden. Sunny Hilden is a singer, musician, and songwriter who has written for Ray Charles, Sting, Patti LaBelle, The Temptations, Yolanda Adams, David Archuleta, Disney TV, and film. She visits her childhood's beloved Mac-Roseland neighborhood often to see her parents, siblings, nieces, and nephews, and to marvel at the snow and lilacs. And her website is www.sunnyhilden.com. Please welcome Sunny.
Hi, I see so many friendly Minnesota faces out there that I know and love. I'm just so thrilled to actually hold a book in my hand. It's just, and to see something I wrote in a book, it's just, there's just nothing quite like it. I mean, bookstores are disappearing everywhere, and there's just something so soulful about just holding it in your hand. So I'm just really appreciative to the St. Paul Almanac for still printing books. It's so festive. My piece is called The Getaway Bus. It was a St. Paul Saturday, in need of a springtime adventure, a little girl's getaway. I strode without a plan down Howell to Grand Avenue toward my bank, where I was the proud 8-year-old owner of a Passport savings account I'd opened with $5. A long city bus coughed exhaust, commanding attention, stopping to catch its breath, pointing east like a huge metal finger, east where the sun rises, where new days begin. The doors opened like a dare. I'd never been on a bus before. I'd always walked to school, the playground, the ice rink, and Rhea's Market, a paradise of penny candy run by twin sisters from a country far away. My parents had always driven me to church, choir practice, oboe lessons, ballet class, grocery stores, doctors and dentists, the Harmar Mall, my grandma's house across from the fairgrounds, and my other grandma's house in Minneapolis. The bus coughed again, a polite hurry up and decide cough. Clutching my tote bag full of treasure, transistor radio for the Twins game, homework, snacks, Dr. Pepper lip smacker, I lifted my little legs up the big steps to the coin collector machine, marveling at it as it ate my change like a clanging game from the arcade at the Rosedale Mall. The cold seat was indented too wide and deep for a third grader, but I liked growing into big dreams. I smiled as we passed A. Johnston & Sons Flower Shop and Ace Hardware, nervous that I really had no idea where the bus would lead. "Where are you going?" the bus driver asked over his shoulder, braking for the light at Snelling by McAllister College. "Away. I'm not really sure," I answered. "Where do you go?" A woman in a white nurse's uniform frowned like a judge, tapping her thumb on her purse. A waitress in a brown uniform with an orange name tag beamed approval as the bus driver rattled off upcoming stops. "You should go all the way downtown," the waitress gushed. "They have movies, stores, caramel candy, and Schmidt music," chimed in a man in the back, 4 seats back. "No," countered the waitress, "that's the other downtown, Minneapolis." "They painted sheet music all over the wall next to the parking lot," I said. "I get oboe and piano music there." The adults kept debating whether Schmidt music was in Minneapolis or St. Paul or both. Now and then, one of them reaching up to pull the skinny, twisted, shellacked rope to ring the "This is my stop" bell. When I finally got to ring the bell, I said, "This is my start." The driver laughed. "You mean this is my stop," he corrected. "I'm never going to stop," I proclaimed. The doors creaked open to bliss, music, pizzazz. I walked down the colossal steps of the bus like a newly crowned princess as downtown St. Paul welcomed me with clicking high heels, honking horns, fountains whooshing, warm and well-traveled winds whipping around skyscrapers, the soul and history of the mighty Mississippi mingling in the air with the scent of action movie popcorn, bread baking, and fancy meats grilling. I gasped at my first glance of the biggest, most majestic library I'd ever seen. It filled the whole block with pillars and regal staircases leading to the widest, highest, heaviest door I'd ever opened. Only the strong get in. They had it all. Every Nancy Drew book, all the Black Stallion sequels. Their atlas was as heavy as furniture, with rivers I'd never heard of. Their dictionary thick as a bread box, with words I'd never sung, spoken, or seen anyone use in Scrabble, even my dad or older brother. I was glad I'd brought my homework, pulling out the huge chair to sit at a thick, dark brown wood table like the ruler of a vast, peaceful kingdom, inhaling the precious silence, the wisdom of the pages, the wisdom of the ages. Like church, I was home. I still absolutely adore that library. I go down and visit and just gaze at it. And this is a little poem I wrote about a Norwegian delicacy that maybe a lot of you have tried. It's called lefsetime. Our family has traditions, Thanksgiving, Christmas Day, good food and music missions, forever here to stay. When St. Paul's snow starts falling, Norwegians say, Amen. We carol, deck the halling, it's lefsetime again. To give you an idea what lefse is, behold, it's like a huge tortilla that's sugar-filled and rolled. We mash up 10 potatoes, add butter, flour, and love, make messes like tornadoes while Grandma smiles above. From heaven she can see us attempt her recipe, which can't quite guarantee us the way it used to be. See, Grandma never measured upon a midnight clear. The lefse we all treasured is different now each year. Ingredients she listed, but no one knows how much. Perhaps angels assisted, gave her a magic touch. Her index card informs us, add flour until it's right. Her lefse griddle warms us as giggles fill the night. Sometimes it's hard as cardboard, but we sure try our best, like searching for the right chord for songs sung by request. Connecting culture, histories, like no one's ever gone, we keep creating memories to savor on and on. My parents, nephews, nieces, and siblings feast with glee, wrapped up where inner peace is around the Christmas tree. And now I have one more little poem and a little story about flying to the Midwest. This one is, there's a wonderful professor of writing over at St. Thomas named Leslie Miller, and she posted something about a website called Women Poets Wearing Sweatpants, and that they were looking for poems. So you should all check it out. So I wrote this for that and sent it in, and they published it. It's called Face the Mirror. Face the mirror with eyes closed, remembering who you've been, learning to breathe, to speak, to walk, discovering truth within. Face the mirror with eyes closed, believing how far you've come, knowing that only you can go from where only you come from. Face the mirror and lean in, approaching your deepest dreams. Who you are now and who you can be are closer than it seems. Face the mirror and lean in as if you're about to kiss, touching the glass, the one in there, the one you don't have to miss. Face the mirror with eyes wide and stare at yourself a while, filling your inner soul with love by giving yourself a smile. Face the mirror with eyes wide, so ready for who you are, precious, awake, evolving soul. Go guide others like a star. Thank you. Thank you so much. This last one, I have to thank my beautiful hometown, St. Paul. I just love St. Paul so much that even though I went to LA to pursue being a songwriter, because when you say you're a songwriter here, sometimes you get, well, what are you going to do to fall back on? So I went, and I was like, no, I'm going to do this. So I went to LA, but I love St. Paul so much, so I keep coming back every Christmas and actually several times a year. And I was inspired to write a song by this one particular flight. I huddled alone in the crowd in my third, finally correct winding line inside a chaotic LAX airport terminal. Pulling my gift-filled luggage for a Christmas Eve flight to Minnesota, I chuckled at the wall-to-wall parades of frantic passengers weaving in and out of lines of barking puppies, Santa-headed kids, and harried parents dashing through the no, not over there, like crooked lines of skittish ants, bumping into each other and moving on fast to who knows where. LA is where I live, perform, write, record, and dream, but St. Paul is where my heart and soul need to fly for the holidays, my beloved hometown, where strangers help each other out of snowdrifts and relatives pick me up at the airport singing, wearing tinsel and jingle bell necklaces, waving like they've just won big in the lottery. The busy terminal at LAX isn't quite as warm-hearted, teeming with anxious travelers hurriedly trying to navigate the muddle in time to make their flights. A very frustrated dad with 2 young daughters and way too many bags stormed out of an incorrect line, glaring at airline staff, grumbling curtly, "'Tis the season." The songwriter in me dug into my purse like a magician, whipping out a pen and a tiny spiral notebook to write the phrase down, not letting the gem of an idea disappear like a missed flight in the sky. As the line of travelers inched along, the lines of a new song flowed out of my pen like I was taking dictation from the heavens. On board the plane, high above twinkling lights of mountain towns and desert cities, the little reading light shone like the Star of Bethlehem, leading me to profound, lovely reasons so many of us gather with loved ones thousands of miles away each December, braving the crowds and the sting of the northern winds hitting our tanned faces when the baggage claim doors open in the Twin Cities. I spent the inspired commute beautifying that beleaguered man's perception, replacing his "'tis the season" stress and anger with appreciation and gratitude and reverence, marveling at the blessings of this and every season. And here's the lyric to the song. "'Tis the season to remember childhood wonder filled with smiles. 'Tis the season to be sending best of wishes across the miles. 'Tis the season to be graceful, to be peaceful where you are. 'Tis the season to be guiding all our loved ones like a star. For each moment of bliss, we grow stronger for our dreams. For each soul we still miss, life is longer than it seems. And if only we believe in all our blessings everywhere, the gifts of hearts we open will be gifts for all to share. 'Tis the season to be thankful for the chances on their way. 'Tis the season to be angels for each other, come what may. 'Tis the season to be kind to one and all. 'Tis the season, summer, winter, spring, and fall. 'Tis the season to have faith in all we're made of. 'Tis the season of love. Thank you.